the retail sector in the US is dominated by 5 players who have 80% of the retail sales. The farming has consolidated over the course of 100 years. You've
Yeah.
got giant farms in California, and they're shipping, they're feeding the rest of the US. So you've got a very integrated and mature system. In China, the top 5 retail players, I think, are less than 4% of retail sales. So you've got hundreds of local retail
Wow.
chains who are
Yeah.
dominant in a particular town or in a particular region, but they're not dominant like a Walmart or a Kroger or Albertson would be. And then you've got 500 million farmers. So China was 83% rural in the early 80s. Today, China is only 36% rural.
That
But
fast. Unbelievable.
so,
Wow.
so, so they've been through a process of modernization over the course of 2 or 3 decades that took us 150 years.
Yeah.
So you can imagine that there's a lot of gaps that have been created in between.
Sure.
But today, at maturity, a country that is at maturity would have an urban population that is around 70-75%. So you would say that China today is close to that or getting close to that. But that's still going to be 500 million people operating 9% of the world arable land. The result is less than 2 acres per farm household in China. So tiny little farmers. And what's happening, and in my experience, it was always a nightmare because every time you buy big quantities of food from in China, you're dealing with thousands and thousands of farmers. If one of them does the wrong thing, then suddenly you've got E. coli or food poisoning or
Yeah.
pathogens in your food and people dying.
Yeah.
So that's always been a fear of mine. But what's happening today is that instead of consolidating and creating giant farm, because they can't, they've got 500 million people that they have to keep occupied in the countryside. The digital networks, digital platforms in China like Alibaba, JD.com have created these platforms online where consumers can group together online and group purchase and organize an entire truck to come from 2,000 miles away in the countryside with the
Wow.
particular type of beef or the particular vintage
Wow.
variety of lettuce that they like. And they'll group together online and bring that. And guess what happens is that the farmer who used to sell to a little middleman and he did not know where the food was going, suddenly becomes accountable to the consumer online who is going to rate his food
Yeah.
and tell him what's going on. And now with the TikTok of the world, you've got live streaming happening with the farmer presenting his product and explaining how he grew it. And you've got
Yeah.
this giant digital farmers market between 1 billion people in the cities and 500 million farmers that is being created. There's billions of dollars being invested in the digitization of these supply chains in China because that's the way they're going to modernize. They can't consolidate 500 million people any
Yeah.
more than what they have today, and they don't have massive retailers purchasing foods like we have in the US. It's all fragmented. So for an operator like me, when I was trying to sell bag salads to retail stores, you're talking 1,000 stores every day that you have to deliver,
Yeah.
and thousands of promotion ladies or push girls or marketing ladies in the stores to present the stuff,
Yeah.
and incredible complexity and an amount of sales that will not exceed $10 million.
Yeah.
Now you compare that with a mandarin grower in California. I think the name is Cuties, the Cuties mandarin.
Yeah.
They can go twice a year, meet Kroger and Walmart. They don't even need a sales force. The owner can do that, and he's got a $500 million business.